Welcome to the Wonder Boldly podcast, hosted by yours truly, Christine, founder of Drizzle Academy. I am going to encourage and motivate you to take action towards your big goals. I'm going to teach you everything I've learned from building a very successful 25-year career, coaching people, and starting my own online business. I am going to give you so many action items you are going to be able to wonder boldly. Hey. I am so excited to share this next episode with you. So last week, the episode was on self-confidence, and I had mentioned then that I was struggling with really boiling it down to the 15-minute bite-size episodes that I like to create for you. And there's just so much around this topic. I'm loving studying it, really digging deep, and I want to continue to share what I've learned over years of my own journey. But for now, let's kick off this episode. If you didn't get last week's, go back and listen to that, because they sort of go together. I mean, definitely you can listen to it independently, but I'm trying to put these together so it's a full package of episodes around self-confidence. So for today, let me just start with saying I've always felt that self-confidence was important. Through the many phases of my own life, and from when I was a teenager with very low self-confidence, and even in my 20s. I didn't consciously think about it as much, but looking back, I can see I wasn't as self-confident as I could have been. So fast forward to now, where in large part, I do feel confident. I've accomplished so much in my life, and when I've looked back through the lens of exploration, I can see it wasn't the results that gave me the confidence, but instead it was the work and challenges I had to overcome to get the results. And why this is so important is I truly believe that in order for us to move our businesses forward and our personal lives as well to the next level, building self-confidence is key. And all those aspects are what I want for you. You want those things, whether it's more money from your business, whether you want to serve more people, whether it's a personal journey for you. These are all things that in order to really achieve them, I believe that you need self-confidence, because a lot of these things that we want to achieve are hard. They're definitely hard, and they bring with them many challenges. So with that said, one of the challenges and what basically starts you off on the wrong foot is the misconception that you gain self-confidence based on outcomes and results. More and more studies show that we should not attach our self-confidence to results. For example, losing weight. I want to be able to fit in this particular outfit, or be able to wear a bikini, or I want an increased bank account, I want a new car. Having those things are the results. And what we typically do as humans is we celebrate the result. So I'm excited, I've lost the weight I wanted to lose. Now I can fit into this outfit, or whatever the case may be. I feel much better about my external presence, if you will. But you're not getting the self-confidence from those factors. The truth is, self-confidence comes from all the work that goes into getting that outcome, that result, whatever it is. So as I said, I've been studying this and really looking back at my own life and the things I've accomplished. For example, I didn't have a home growing up. We rented, we lived in tenements. We just didn't have the financial means to have our own home. So when I was in my 30s, I'm going to say, I think it was in my 30s or late 20s or 30s, I decided that I wanted to buy a home with my mom. She had worked very hard all of her life to support us. And like I said, we never had our own home. So I set out on this journey that we that I wanted to do this and wanted to do it with her. Didn't have any savings, didn't know anything about real estate, the real estate business. So in order to make that happen, I needed to learn a lot. And I didn't know, the saying, I didn't know what I didn't know. So I had to start taking classes. So researched it, looked into what were the options where we lived, and found some classes, took some classes. Fast forward to being able to buy our very first home, which was amazing. And the work that we had to do to buy that home, save, cut back, we hit a lot of obstacles. We weren't able to get a mortgage. It wasn't easy, and we definitely had to put in a lot of time and effort and work. And sure, the house, that final, in this example, that outcome of purchasing the home and actually living in our own home was amazing. But what gave me the self-confidence boost was the work that needed to be done so that could happen. And there's a much longer story about that home that maybe someday I'll get into, but I wanted to use that as an example here. So really trying to hit home the fact that we need to celebrate the work. We always celebrate the results, right? So celebrating the new home, that was fantastic. Looking back, I didn't celebrate the, research and the hours of classes that we had to take, and, even the failed attempts at getting a mortgage, because that just brought us one step closer, and it took a while. That grit, that knowing that I can set my mind to something and get it done is what builds self-confidence. So we need to remember that. The truth is, self-confidence comes from all the work, risks, and challenges you worked through to get to the results. The progress through those struggles gives us the confidence because results shift. So again, it's not the external factors, because those things shift, right? So maybe you want more money in your bank account and you work really hard to make that happen. And then you have that particular dollar amount you were striving for. Well, you're probably going to end up striving for more. And that ever-changing desire for something more is completely fine. But celebrating the work you did to get to that first result will help you get to your next result, because you'll be proving to yourself that you can do things and you can make them happen. And you need to really celebrate those along the way. So for today's episode, I want you to look at all of the things that you've accomplished over your life. Write them down, pen to paper. So important. I know I say that a lot, but I really believe it. Sure, you can type it in a Google Doc, type it in your phone, whatever works for you, but I really strongly feel pen to paper is a better approach. So write down all the things that you've accomplished in your life. That's your action item for this episode. And then look at those and think about the things that you had to do, the challenges you had to overcome, the risks maybe that you took. And those are the things. Write those down. Those are the things that you should be celebrating and reminding yourself, I can do hard things, right? One key thing is that you need a motivator. So you're working towards improving your self-confidence. There are going to be challenges, there are going to be risks. It's hard. It's hard is my point. So you need a motivator. My motivator was I wanted to provide my mother with a home. She never had a home for most of her life, and she worked so hard all of her life, and that was something I wanted to give to her. So that was my motivator. Obviously a really strong motivator, and that allowed me to put in the work, take the risks, and so forth, which helped build up my self-confidence. So as you move forward on your journey of whether it is you have some personal goals or goals for your business, remind yourself, look at that accomplishment list, look at the list on how you achieved those accomplishments, and remind yourself, you can do it. It's not easy, but you can do hard things. Okay, I will be back here again with another episode on self-confidence. I'm really enjoying this so much and I want to share it all with you. Thank you so much for listening. That's it for this episode. Thank you again so much for listening. Please head over to Instagram to follow me there at Drizzle Academy. And if you want more of these types of strategies and so much more around reaching your goals, you definitely want to get on my email list. You can go to my website, drizzleacademy.com, and sign up there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did and want to share it, take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you. Until next time, continue to wonder boldly.